Namaskaram. Right now, I'm giving you the exact blueprint. I'm telling you the exact blueprint which you can use and score 48. Okay. So for this to happen, what exactly we need? 2 hours before the exam, and let's say 3 hours during the exam. So this is exactly what we're looking at. If you look at the nature of the question paper, it's very different from the format of learning. How you learn versus how the question is asked in the question paper. It's very different. But having said that, you did what you have to do. Now onwards, it's a lot of strategic work. It's almost like playing chess. So it is very important for you to have an understanding of the following. If I were in your position, what I would do is I'll go through the standards of auditing. Now, when I say this, we have taken some printouts. We'll give you this. It has a standard number, name, objective. Number, name, objective. Lot of times, this is good enough to get started with that question, because most of you would have noticed a starting problem with audit. Other than Kalkish was also saying, before you start the question, it takes some amount of time. So it is important for you to eliminate the starting problem or start with the right standard at least. Forget about the sub part. At least you have to get started with the right standard. There is a chance that sometimes they're very close. So it is important for you to go through this. So it's worth investing your 15-20 minutes in the standards and objectives. Next, ethics clauses. Just the clauses, because the moment you see a particular question, you should trigger the exact clause. If that goes wrong, the whole answer will go wrong. So with these two things, professional ethics and the standards and auditing itself, you'll be almost able to identify 50 to 60 marks in the question paper from which chapter they're turning out. Again, it is necessary but not sufficient, but definitely it is necessary to kickstart. So this is where you have to spend some time. Right now, we'll give you the sheets. This is done. And just before you enter the next phase, the last 1 hour before the exam, just before you do that, I would strongly recommend you to go through the index, skim through the index. Again, you won't learn anything, but what it will do is any question asked from any corner of the textbook will be largely covered in the index. So when you quickly go through this, it creates a sense of familiarity. While you're looking at the question, your mind would not know that you don't know that question. Otherwise, what will happen is there is a good chance that the whole paper looks like a blank paper. There is a very good chance that you feel disconnected. So this will create some level of connection even in the worst case scenario. You may not be able to answer the question exactly, but it is important for you to know where the question is being asked. You should know that it is part of the syllabus. Now this last 15 minutes just before you go into the examination hall will create a sense of familiarity. We call it mere exposure effect. Okay, this is psychological, but it's worth putting that 15 minutes because you are preparing for a worst case scenario like May 24 paper. Okay, and if you go through the question paper along with the index, any one question paper, especially the last 1 or 2 sentences. When I say question paper, you don't have to go through the entire question. The last 1-2 sentences, it will remind you what exactly is being asked. Again, this is the most important instruction which I want to tell you right now. If you open the question, instead of going through all of this, the last one sentence, go through it 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, because that exactly defines your direction of the answer. This is about your questions. And coming to MCQs, please look at the options first. Look at the options first. Sometimes even without looking into the question, the options itself are right or wrong by independently. So this is for double layer check. I'll tell you why I wanted to do that. But roughly, this is exactly what you're doing. And just before you enter the examination center, the last thing, digital audit ESG. Because if you look at them quickly, you can dump. That's it. At least 10 marks will come out of it, followed by box within technique, and next the question paper processing. Okay, this is the flow of things. You can jumble it, but the point is you should definitely go through this before you enter the examination hall. Now, once you enter the examination hall, we are starting with this. When I say 48, every hour you should get 16 marks. Every hour you should get 16 marks. The first 16 marks you're getting out of 28. You're answering any 2 questions. You're not writing MCQs first. You're choosing 2 questions between 6, 5, 4, 3. That's enough. That base will give you 2 questions. Out of 28, try to score 16. Because you just need to know 2 questions properly. So first 1 hour, try to get 16. Second 1 hour, I said MCQs. It may not take 1 hour for you. You can extend this slightly or you can start this early. One of the things will happen. But second block is all about scoring 16 marks in the numerator. Now for this to happen, you definitely have to put in good amount of time, read the question properly, Nothing should go wrong. Validate each and every option. Validate each and every option. Again, you putting too much of effort, and still you'll get 16 here. Here it's +2, +2, +2. 3 times you put extra mental effort, it can become +6. The difference between 37 and 43. So this is the most important R. Once again, this is the most important R. Also, this will give you enough basis to answer the rest of the questions. If you put enough mental intent into this, you will be able to find certain pointers which you can use in the rest of the answer. So 16 marks here, 16 marks here. Now out of 42, you just have to score 16. Question number 1, I'm giving you only 4 marks. You can definitely score more. So largely your scores are 8, 8, 6, 6, and 4. Doable. This is doable. So just stick to this format without any changes. Question paper is irrelevant. Please understand. However, the paper is asked, this exactly can be implemented. Are we good? Are we clear? The reason why I'm asking you to go through this is, instead of getting stuck in a single chapter, which won't yield any additional advantage, this will help you to cover and answer a lot of questions. Is that clear? Okay. So we'll give you this, the first page and the back page, and also make sure at any given point of time, you're not stressed. You have to be extremely calm and composed. In financial reporting, you are driven through numbers. In AFM, you're driven through numbers. Audit, you're not driven through numbers, you're driven through thoughts. And most important tip, you should know what you're writing. I'm repeating it. You should know what you're writing, not knowing after you've written something. It's a very, very, very fundamental difference. Okay. A lot of people do not know what they have written until they have written it. You should know the next sentence. I know my next sentence before I speak. You should know the next sentence. If not, use rough work in audit also. The same format, audit, go to the end, working note, not to be evaluated. Question 1A, points 1, 2, 3 are map. Question. I think Nikita, you tried it, right? So do this. At least for 2 questions, 3 questions, do this. Don't rush like a mad bull, thinking that there is no time. You have enough time. Please understand this. You have to be extremely, extremely precise. Otherwise, audit, just like FM, if you go into the wrong direction, the chance is 0. They won't give you random marks. The recent evaluation, if you're not writing it right, it's wrong. It's binary, just like MCQs. Your question answer also like 4 or 0. Okay, so it is very important for you to look at the question, frame the structure, jot down the points in the rough work, and get started. Okay, is this clear? This framework is clear? Are we good? Ready for the challenge? Yes. Louder? Yes, sir. Okay. So finally, this exam might help you get you these 2 letters. Largely, if you clear this hurdle, we'll do something in the group 2. But right now, this is one exam which is probably stopping you. And go with the belief that you are ready. Your belief will be conveyed onto the paper. Okay. All the very best. Thank you.